Well, welcome and thank you for participating in our candidate interview today featuring Andy Jacober, who is the candidate for the USD 232 School Board Member Position 7. I am Natalie Bright with the Olathe Chamber conducting today's interview on behalf of the Johnson County Public Policy Council. The council is a collaborative effort of the 10 chambers of commerce in Johnson County, which collectively represent more than 5,000 businesses, which we developed these questions together that focus on business and community issues. But before we get into the questions, Andy, I would like to take this opportunity for you to give us a brief little information about yourself and why you chose to run for USD School Board Member Position 7.
Thank you very much, Natalie. I appreciate that. Just wanted to say I appreciate you guys setting this up. This is a great format. I think this will go over very well. It's always nice to put a face to a name for a lot of voters, a lot of people. So hello there. My name is Andy Jacober. My wife, Connie, and I have been in the district for a little over 15 years. We've got two great kids. One that have been enrolled in the district since kindergarten. Our daughter currently is in college, graduated from DeSoto High in 2021. She is actually in college to get her degree in education. She's going to be a teacher, which I'm very proud of. Our son is a senior at DeSoto High. I do have a business in DeSoto, and I plan to be a part of this community for quite a while, for a long time. I've been involved with the DeSoto Chamber of Commerce, and for the last 3 years, I've been the chamber board chair. So I've been able to help a lot of local businesses kind of navigate this world we live in right now since 2020. I'm a dad, wants to serve his community. Family is important to me. You know, families in our district, I have had the great pleasure of getting to know are the absolute best. My goal here is to continue to be a voice for those parents, to involve them and just help, and more importantly, help them get involved.
Well, thank you, Andy. If you're ready, I'm going to get into the questions.
Fire away.
Okay, great. As a school board candidate, what are your top 3 policy issues?
Great question. Top 3 policy issues. So unless you've been living under a rock for the last year or so, growth is coming to DeSoto. I know Panasonic and there's a lot of other stuff going on, but it's coming. So managing that growth is obviously going to be near the top of a policy that I think the school board will have to address in the next few years. I think whether that growth comes from just people coming into the community or the new non-resident enrollment policy, I want people to know that I believe we do have capacity, that all of our schools have room for kids to come into. We cannot just rush out there and build brand new schools too soon. On the other hand, we cannot wait too long. So I've been talking with the admin, and I do think admin is doing a great job in looking to the future, planning for that future growth. I know we've got some land that we've acquired, so they've got specific areas that they've targeted. Kind of help manage that growth. So my experience with business in the Chamber of Commerce, I think, can do that. Number 2, taking care of our teachers and staff. I mean, that's a big no-brainer there. We've got we're in a great position right now. Teachers want to come to our district and teach. I don't believe we have any open spots or any open positions for teachers. That's a huge credit to our current staff, as well as the parents in our district and the kids. We've got a great community here. We are struggling with filling para, non-teaching positions. That is a problem everywhere. I mean, that's a question I get every single day from business owners and other people. How do I find good employees? How do I keep those good employees? Unemployment rate is just very low in Johnson County. We've got to address that. We've got to attract more people in those paraprofessional positions, custodial staff, food staff. We've got to just get creative and make sure we're filling that need, definitely. The third thing is keeping parents involved. I really do strongly think that our parents need a voice. It's their right to know what's going on with their kids' education. More importantly, it's their obligation to kind of get involved as well. I want to help do that.
Well, great. Okay, as a school board member, the top issue is going to be that funding of your schools. So what are your thoughts on K through 12 education funding?
K through 12 funding. Again, teachers and staff are vital. Evaluating the pay and making sure that those positions are on par with communities is important. Evaluating those is extremely important. As far as future spending, I think we need to reevaluate a possible aquatic center. I know a lot of our kids and swimmers have to go elsewhere, go out of the district to kind of practice and swim, but I think it'd be a benefit to the community. I know it's a large liability expense. I know we've looked at this in the past. I'd like to readdress it. I'd like to see if the community partnership would work. Type of facility where not just kids that are on the swim team would utilize. My son's a runner. He's in track and cross country, and unfortunately injuries are part of sports. Aqua jogging, low impact training, that could help. I think it'd also be a great addition to the community as well.
All right, great. Okay, well, the K through 12 education system does require accountability measures for student performance. Those are focused on post-secondary success and career readiness. Do you believe the district is meeting its expectations for student achievement?
It's a great question. Kansas is near the top DeSoto School District is near the top of Kansas in their test scores. We're doing a very, very good job. A lot of our kids are doing fantastic. Our elementary kids did struggle the last couple of years with COVID. Everyone did. It is my understanding that a lot of those scores are improving. Those now third and fourth graders are doing better. I had a long conversation with the administration, and they said those scores are improving. Unfortunately, we do have some kids that are struggling. We've got to engage those kids. We've got to find out what those needs are before it's too late. On the other side, we have a large number of kids that need that extra help, that extra work, I should say, that they need with those AP classes, those honor classes. Those programs are just as critical for our kids. I want to see our district continue to lead the way, high quality education, and making sure those expectations are being met. So yes, I do think they are, but we definitely need to make sure that we are helping those kids that need help.
Okay, the next question, you touched a little bit on your opening statement, and that is that Kansas, like all other communities across the country, are experiencing low unemployment rates, and employers are struggling to find that qualified worker. How do you see the school district in helping out to meet the business community's future workforce needs through those work-based learning opportunities such as internships, training, and other career exploration?
Yeah, I think our district is doing a great job. My senior is part of that process, if you would. He's taking classes at CTech. We've got to get these kids ready. That's the bottom line from what you're asking. And I really, really like our real world learning program. I think it's fantastic. I'd really like to see that expanded more companies come in with seniors trying to make that decision on what they want to do. Do you go to a 4-year college? Is a 2-year community college better? Till they decide kind of what that path is. Our kids need to understand that college may not be the right path, and that's okay. I do see that mentality changing. I do see a lot of kids that are going different ways and different paths. That's perfectly fine. They need to know it's okay. I want those kids to find the careers they're interested in. I'd really like to see more a day in the life situation where kids can go to different companies, experience what a day in the life looks like to do different careers. I think that helps them decide what path they need to go. Everybody needs a purpose. I think that's important.
Great. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. What are your thoughts on the efforts of the state legislature to expand school choice?
Expanding school choice. So I had a lengthy discussion with the admin here, and I did go to school board meeting last time. And I believe it's my understanding that this looks more like a non-resident enrollment type situation, I believe, for our district. So there's challenges that come with that. I think a lot of districts are going to be challenged. I think DeSoto is in a unique position that we are probably or could potentially be receiving more kids than some of these more rural communities who could be losing them. So I think the challenge is going to be that selection process. What happens when we have more kids apply to the schools in our district than we have open spots for? I think the board discussed that last time. Bottom line, it's got to be fair, it's got to be non-biased, and they've got to kind of figure that out. I think they're going to, the board's doing a great job of making that open and having an open discussion here to the public in the next few months. But we've got to be prepared. Like I mentioned before, growth is coming. We've got to anticipate, we've got to be planning for the right things. I want to help do that.
Okay. Well, you did talk about the announcement of Panasonic and the increase in revenues to the USD 232 that's expected. If you're elected, where do you think those revenues should be invested? Should it reduce school bonds, increase wages for employees, increase training for students that will enter the workforce, or not move on to college? These are just a few of the examples, but how would you use that additional revenue that's anticipated?
Yeah, great question. We have to be stewards of the resources we have. I think Panasonic's definitely coming. Has made DeSoto the talk of the town, hasn't it? I'm actually going to a DeSoto Economic Development Council meeting tonight. Panasonic representatives are going to be there. A lot of other business leaders. I think we need to all be aware that even though Panasonic has the big building out there, there's many other players involved. There's 8,000 acres of land out there. It's going to make DeSoto very attractive for a lot of companies. So I believe the growth theme is kind of what this DeSoto board is all about. School board campaign is all about. How do we manage that growth? I think with my experience, I think we could help guide the district. We have to be good stewards, like I said, and we have to do what's in the best interest of the kids in the district. I think my industry at least calls that being a fiduciary. Okay, without a doubt, we've got to take care of staff. I'd like to see if pay increases are involved, teachers, custodial staff, if that's available, if that's the right time for that. I'd like to see if new schools are in the picture. Aquatic Center, like I mentioned, we've got to be properly allocate these resources. Probably a combination of multiple items definitely is the bottom line.
Okay, great. And maybe this leads into this as well. What do you think is the greatest challenge facing the USD 232 school district?
That's a great question. We've got a lot of good things going. I mean, first of all, that's why we're here. I mean, we're here because of the DeSoto School District. I know a lot of families who say the exact same thing. I do think the greatest challenge that our district has is the outside noise, distractions that take the focus away from education. This is about our kids. Okay, this is teaching them we're teaching them how to go out in the world. There's just so much divisiveness out there. We're bombarded with information every single day. I mean, some of it's good, some of it is very bad. I do want our teachers to work together to help focus on the right things, the things that matter. For me, family, health, faith, well-being, having a purpose. Life does not need to be as hard as we're making it. When you have a purpose in life, I think it's much easier to see the joy, in my opinion.
All right, Andy, last question. What makes you uniquely qualified to serve on the USD 232 school board, and what most distinguishes you from your opponent?
Okay, so like I mentioned before, one of the best life decisions my wife and I made 15 plus years ago was to move here to the DeSoto district, without a doubt. It's why we're here. I'm a proud dad, 2 wonderful kids. One wants to give back and be a teacher. I've served on multiple boards. Multiple years on the board, Chamber of Commerce, and as the board chair. Biggest quality I think I would make as a good school board member is my desire to give back. To serve the community, to help to raise our kids the last 18, 20 plus years. So I just basically that with my experience in business, I think would lead me to be a good school board member.
Well, thank you, Andy. That concludes our questions. Do you have any additional closing statement you'd like to make?
I just want to thank you. Short and to the point. I just want to appreciate the opportunity. And like I said, it's always nice to have a face to a name. I hope my answers kind of help the voters decide what to do. That what I want to do is what's best for our kids. I appreciate all the support that the people have given me, especially my family and friends. And I just look forward to November 7th. Appreciate it.
Well, great. This concludes our interview for USD 232 School Board Member 7. Thank you, Andy, for joining me today and participating in today's program. For more information about candidates, videos of these and other candidate interviews, and advanced voting details, please visit www.votejoco.com and share this voter resource with your colleagues, families, and friends. On behalf of the Johnson County Public Policy Council, thank you to everyone for taking advantage of this important opportunity and to learn more about the candidates. Best of luck on your campaign, Andy.
Thank you very much.